In this problem, we are being asked to add two fractions where the denominators are not the same. This is a little bit complicated, and so I've listed out the steps here, but if you follow these steps, you'll get this right every single time. Just to review the steps here, first we're going to find the least common denominator, so some number that we can turn the bottoms into that are going to be the same. We're going to do that by listing the multiples of each denominator and then choosing the smallest one they have in common, and I'll show you that in a minute. Then, once we've done that, we're going to multiply each fraction by some version of the number 1, like 2 over 2, or 3 over 3, or 4 over 4, or 5 over 5, etc., in order to create that common denominator. And then once we have the common denominator, the same numbers on the bottom, we're just going to add the numbers on the top and place them over that denominator. So those are the steps. Let's see how they work in this problem. We have 11/12 plus 5/9. To find the least common denominator, we want to list the multiples of 12, and we want to list the multiples of 9. And when I say list the multiples, I mean count by that number, count by 12s, or take 12 and multiply it by 1, and then take 12 and multiply it by 2, which is 24, and 12 and multiply it by 3, which is 36, and 12 and multiply it by 4, which is 48. And we're getting pretty up there, so I'm going to stop there and see if maybe we'll get one for the 9s that match up here. We'll do the same thing for the 9s. 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27, 9 times 4 is 36. Aha! So 36 is the smallest number these have in common. So that is the least common denominator. It's what we want to turn this bottom number into in each of these fractions. We turn the number on the bottom into that fraction by multiplying by something. For example, this 9 down here, to get it to be 36, I have to multiply it by 4. So I have to choose this version of the number 1 to multiply the whole fraction by. So multiply 5/9 by 4 over 4. 12, to get that to be 36, I'd have to multiply by 3. So over here, we're going to multiply by this version of 1, 3 over 3. When you multiply fractions, you just multiply across the top and across the bottom. So 11/12, well, 3 times 11 is 33, and 3 times 12 is 36. And we'll do the same thing here. 5 times 4 is 20, and 9 times 4 is 36. So 11/12 is the same thing as 33/36. They have the same value. And 5/9 is 20/36. But because we have a common denominator now, we can just add the top. 33 plus 20 is 53/36. And that is your answer. This is what we call an improper fraction because the numerator, is bigger than the denominator. Some teachers might want you to take the 1 out of there. There are 30. You can pull 36 out of 53 and have some left over. Actually, another way to write this, it might look easier up here. If we take away 3 from the 20 and gave it to the 33, that would turn it into 36, and this would be 17. So 53/36 is the same as 1, and 17/36. But either of these answers, as far as I'm concerned, would be a correct answer. So that is how to add fractions with different denominators. Subtracting, it's the same thing, except in this step, you subtract instead of adding.